The React Miler 3 just released on the Nike US website, and today we'll be taking a first look at this third generation of the shoe. So I actually already ordered the shoe, and it's actually this colorway, which I think is the only colorway available on the Nike US website. So I already have like a first look impression idea, but this is what the shoe looks like. So the first thing that I noticed was that you still have that thick cushioning around the ankle. It looks very, very similar to the one that we've seen on the React Miler 2. Really locked in, or really locks your ankle in, I mean, and that's probably one of my favorite features about the React Miler 2. Pods look a little bit larger actually in this one. Seems like the cushioning, there's a little more cushioning on the inside too, so that's going to be interesting to see how that fits. Yeah, it's one of the things that stood out for me the most. The upper seems to be a little bit different, seems a little bit meshier, seems a little bit more flexible, but it definitely looks like a different material. So yeah, it's a little bit more of a circular knit that they're using, not a lot of open holes or open pores right here and at the medial and lateral sides for extra airflow. So that's going to be interesting to see how it affects the actual, there's a word for it, and I totally blanked out, but the breathability. Oh my God, I know this word and I just completely forgot it. But the breathability, it's gonna be interesting to see how that does it. The heel clip, so that's the other thing that I noticed. So the heel clip now seems to be part of the midsole, but it also runs up here. I'm assuming to provide a little bit more support at the Achilles, which is cool to see. Because you didn't really have that here with the React Miler 2. The lace hoops also changed. I'm just looking at that right now. There's a little bit of a rearrangement between these, as you can see. Like there's this one a little bit higher, this one a little bit lower, and then this one kind of goes back up. I don't mind the lacing system on the React Miler 2. I do believe that it could be better. So maybe that's something that they took into consideration for this other one. And as I'm looking at this picture, it seems that the tongue also changed. Oh, that was the wrong one. So this one seems to be it looks a little bit more standard, which is not something that you always want to see. Seems a little bit more basic, but it does seem a little bit more cushioned. Oh, the outsole, I think the outsole was something else that changed, didn't it? They changed the traction on the outsole, it changed the patterns, and they went with the sign. So you have basically part of your midfoot and most of the forefoot covered in what I'm assuming is high abrasion rubber. And then a little bit at the bottom here, the silhouette itself reminded me a lot of the React Infinity Run 2, but as you can see, they kind of copied the outsole pattern or the rubber pattern on this one onto this one. It's not necessarily the same, and it's not meant to be. So that's something that I could tell as soon as I saw the React Miler 3, that there's some inspiration from the Infinity Run 2, and where I noticed it the most is, like we just went over, the outsole, but also the midsole, because the midsole, the pattern on it, as you can tell, has more of that smaller React pattern and then larger as you go towards the heel. And another huge thing about it, it's $120. The regular price for the React Miler 2, and I guess they're all on sale. Oh, there we go. The third generation of the React Miler shoe is going to be $10 cheaper. Oops, wrong tab. $10 cheaper than the previous two generations. And yeah, that's the React Miler 3. I'm not entirely sure yet how I feel about it. I'm a little bit underwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie, compared to the Miler 2, but we'll see once we get it in person and we actually get to test it. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching.